Mobil 1 Chevrolet. Tony currently sits 10th in points with one win so far this season. Tony, talk a little bit about being in New Hampshire this weekend.
Yeah, we're here. I'm excited to be here. This is a track that's definitely been good to us for sure. So, we used, I think, the third of our four tests that were allotted to come up here a couple weeks ago and see if we could get our cars a little better for here. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it pans out this weekend.
Okay, well, please raise your hand and we'll get a wireless mic to you. Please keep your comments and your questions for Tony to one. We are up against time because he does have to get in the car for practice. We will take as many questions as we can. We'll start with Claire, then go to Dustin.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Congratulations that the word is finally out on Kevin Harvick and Budweiser. He says he trusts you a lot as a friend, that he trusted you to make the decision that you would fund the team or they would figure out a way to do it, and now it's all in one sweet package. How do you feel about that and your version of how it all came down?
Oh, I'm excited. It's, it's something that obviously has been in the works for a while. So, I think Gene's really excited about having him, and I know I'm excited about having him as well. The entire organization's excited about having him come on board. But, it was a lot of work to get to that, and, it started 2 years ago, I guess, was the thought process of hiring another driver. So, we just went through those steps, obviously, to get where we are today. But it's, it's not something that a decision was made overnight, and, there were a lot of processes in between that made it a long journey, but we're here.
Okay, we'll go Dustin, Bob, and Lee.
Dustin Long, Motor Racing Network. Tony, with this announcement, with now having three drivers for next season, how does this impact Ryan Newman, his program? Are you guys ready to expand to a fourth team? Can you do it, or what's kind of the future with Ryan?
No, we're not ready to expand to a fourth team. So it's, unfortunately, this will be the last year that we have Ryan with us. But, the thing, that's probably what's made this a bittersweet day. I'm bringing in another one of my friends to the organization, but I'm also knowing that I'm losing a friend at the end of the year to the organization. So the number one thing when Ryan and I spoke is that our friendship will not change, that this was a business decision that was, Gene's as well as mine, and, it was a hard decision, but, there's a personal side and there's a business side, and for Ryan and I, we had to put the personal bit of it aside to work through the business part. But I'll do everything I can to help Ryan in any way I can moving forward to try to help him in his effort to find another team next year. So I'm behind him 100%. I believe in him 100%. I truly wish we were able to facilitate four teams at this time. We're just not able to do that. And down the road, I'm sure that if that becomes a possibility, that he will most definitely be on the list to fill the fourth seat again.
Okay, we'll go Bob, Lee, Nate, and David.
Bob Parker, Sporting News. Do you have the rest of the car for Kevin Harvick sold, or are you still looking for sponsorship for half the season?
We're still looking right now. We've been in discussions with many companies right now, and got a long way with multiple companies at this point. So got a lot of confidence that that'll be taken care of very shortly.
Okay, we'll take our next question right here from Lee.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports. When team owners are looking for drivers to fill seats, a lot of times they look at competitors that will push other competitors. Is that one of the main reasons, other than your friendship with him, that you were looking for him, because he's of the caliber of driver that he would push you to up your game as well?
Well, and Ryan did that too, and that was exactly why we hired Ryan. But it is exactly that way with Kevin as well. It's somebody that, because of our working relationship, when I drove their nationwide car, I know how competitive he is. I know how much he pushes the guys. I know how he pushes myself as a driver, and I know how we communicated. And that's a big factor, is communication. So it is what you said as well, as the communication factor and the fact that we know each other so well.
Okay, we'll go Nate, then back over to David.
Nate Ryan, USA Today Sports. Tony, Kevin talked about how when he signed this deal, there was no assurances that Budweiser was going to go along with him. Can you talk about how your team sort of made that happen? And also, does this mean the end of Schlitz in Tony Stewart's life?
Yeah, I finally am upgrading to the good stuff. So feel like the Jeffersons now. I've moved up, so. But yeah, it's the end of my Schlitz era, so I can't say that it's terribly disappointing. I mean, now I get to drink the good stuff every day, guilt-free. So I forgot the first part. You got me so worked up because this is.
Sorry to make you all teary. How did your team? You didn't have assurances that they were going to go with you.
Brett Fruit is obviously, as you guys know, a big crucial part in how we run our business at Stewart Haas, and Brett is the one that pretty much knows all the answers to that question about how we work with Budweiser to get to this point. But Brett was very much a driving force in working with them to see if they wanted to come over here.
Okay, we'll take our next question from David.
Yeah, Tony, David Newton, ESPN.com. Kevin talked about one of the reasons he made the move was to rejuvenate his career, to kind of get, I guess, things spiced up again. You kind of did the same thing when you went over to SHR, and Matt seemed to have done the same thing. Is that it just come a point in a driver's life where you kind of feel like you needed to shake things up?
Yeah, I think with different drivers at different times. I mean, that's why you see in this series, you'll see driver crew chief combinations like Ray Evernham and Jeff when Ray went and made his move and did something different. It does work that way. I mean, there's times when you feel like that things get stagnant. It doesn't mean you don't respect and don't care about the people that you're working with, but sometimes you just need something new and something that brings that intensity back to 100%. And I think this will do that for Kevin.
Additional questions for Tony? Okay, Bob, follow up.
Does Budweiser deal just with Kevin Harvick's car, or are there like pouring rights at your other at your tracks, or any like kind of additional B2B with that?
As far as I know, it's just with Kevin's car so far, as far as I'm aware.
Okay, final question, David, follow up.
Kevin was talking about the 48 team and how strong it is, and the association with Hendrick is one of the alluring things of coming over there. Can you just talk about where that team is now? It seems like people are saying this is Jimmy's championship to lose, but as we saw a few years ago, everybody was saying the same thing, and you came and won it. So, I mean, are they that far ahead where nobody can catch them now, or are we all kind of jumping to conclusions?
Well, I think history shows that you guys are smart enough to know this is a race-to-race scenario. I mean, everything can change in a week and can change in a matter of a month. This has always been a technology-based sport, and they definitely have things going right now. I don't see it changing and taking a turn for the worse by any means. They never have. The history shows that as well. But I don't think you can predict. Maybe I'm not doing that. I don't know that you can predict it at this point. I mean, it's. Jimmy's championship the year that I won was one wreck at Charlotte, and turn 2 changed his whole championship season. So, it's hard to say that you can. I wouldn't be putting anybody's name on a trophy yet. It's way, way, way too early for that. I mean, there's a lot of organizations that can get things going before the chase, and there's the same amount of organizations on top of that can get something going during the chase, as we saw in 2011. So I think that's how you bench it.